Well, today is a follow-up to yesterday's video. I got a few comments, you know, some of them are actually kind of disturbing, kind of funny. Link below, go watch the other video and listen to the comments to go check them out. Some by Christians and whatnot. Talking about how, I must hate myself because if I hate intolerant bigots because I don't respect or tolerate the hatred and whatnot that they get from Christians. Sometimes intolerance is right. We shouldn't tolerate racism. We shouldn't tolerate misogyny. We shouldn't tolerate bigotry against people. Your treatment of us is bad, but that's not the main focus of this video. I want to go over many of the things that Christians fear is going to happen. The way, either from the New World Order, Sharia law taking over, or in a lot of cases, respect for homosexuals continues. They're afraid of being fired from their jobs for being Christian, for not doing the job that they're supposed to do. If they don't allow marriage certificates to gays, will they get fired? If you work at a store that caters to homosexuals, will they be fired? There's already stories in schools and whatnot of guidance counselors fired for being Christian and speaking out against homosexuals in rude ways. These things happen, and it's understandable. You might fear this. They're afraid they're going to be denied the rights to adopt, which has happened in the UK, where a family that was openly anti-gay was denied the ability to adopt again after having like 4 or 5 kids. They're against they complain about science that supports the Bible. Creationism is being denied and ignored. That their beliefs are being mocked by these rejections. They're afraid of being, like I said, called bigoted, hateful, and intolerant for not accepting things that they see as wrong. So for not accepting homosexuals, they're being hateful, bigoted, and they get called this all the time, and they don't like it. They feel that it's being intolerant of their beliefs. They're afraid of being killed for being Christian. This is part of the whole NWO, where, in the end times thing, where they'll be executed for being Christian, because the intolerance of Christian morals and beliefs are going to get so bad that they will be killed for these things. They're afraid of being jailed for being Christian, which are maybe some cases already, but a lot of these tend to be situations of spreading hate. And there can be arguments about whether or not some of these things should be jailed or not, but they already are, and I think some of these are legitimate. They're complaining about being ridiculed on television. Dan Savage or other people, treat their beliefs with mockery. They don't respect them anymore. They openly hate the Christian beliefs. They're afraid of laws being placed to impede their rights. The rights to be Christian, to be openly Christian, to other such things. They're afraid of these things. And I think some of the rights should be limited when everybody else has to have these same rights limited. If I'm not allowed to be bigoted or hateful against someone and discriminatory, then you as a Christian don't get the right to be hateful and discriminatory just because you're Christian. Just because you have a religious belief, somehow you're trump mine. But that's an argument we can make. Books by militant people mocking them. Dawkins, Harris, Hitchens, Dennett, and all those people making these books, mocking them, attacking their beliefs, and whatnot. Lies being spread about them. We could debate whether or not some of these are lies, but they feel there's a lot of lies being spread about Christianity and their beliefs. Taken out of context, stuff made up, and whatnot. All these things. They're afraid of the indoctrination of their children and other people's children to hate them, to hate Christianity, to hate their God, to hate their beliefs, and not respect or tolerate them. That they won't no longer be able to openly be Christian. They will have to hide who they are, or face discrimination, face hatred. They're forced to denounce their beliefs, denounce who they are if they're caught, or be punished by jail time, executed, sent to indoctrination camps where they have to just choose to or not. They have to force to either choose to be Christian and be executed, or go to these other places where they can be changed. And these are beliefs, genuine or whatnot, fears and things that Christians have. But here's the truth, and here's the fucking truth that none of you Christians fucking get. I, as a homosexual, have to deal with this kind of bull fucking shit all day long. Every fucking place around the world, just about, has every single one of these things. As homosexuals, supported by Christians, defended by Christians. Any attempts to have these things limited is attacked by Christians. Not all Christians, but many Christians will openly attack any attempt to stop this discrimination, to stop the hatred of gays, to stop being jailed. In some countries, in some Christian, you can go to jail for being gay. In some countries, you can be executed for being gay, castrated for being gay, or worse. And no, as far as I know, though I may be wrong, no Christian nations currently execute gays, though that has been tried in Uganda, supported by American Christians, a bill to execute gays. This is the kind of stuff that you want to know why we hate Christianity. Not Christians, but why we hate Christianity. It's because every one of these things that Christians fear happening already happens to us. And this is not all of it. This is ignoring families kicking out homosexuals, families being torn apart, children forced to hide who they are, for fear of their own parents hating them, kicking them out, or in some cases killing them for being who they are. They have to hide who they are, or face horrible punishments. Even in the United States, you've got ex-gay ministries where minors could be sent to without their own consent. Their parents can sign them up and ship them off to these things. It happens all the time. And kids will commit suicide because of all this trauma. I was asked, why do I care if somebody thinks that being homosexual is a sin? Why do I care if I don't believe it? Because there's many kids that are forced to go through life horribly traumatized, horribly pained, their lives destroyed, to the point where some of them commit suicide because they hate themselves so much. Because to them, God hates them. Why do I say this? Because they're homosexual. They're attracted to men. They pray to God. They're told that if God will if they repent to God and truly ask God for help, God will cure them. But guess what? Your God doesn't exist. Nothing's going to cure them. They're not going to be cured. And when they come to realization that they're not going to be cured, many of them look at the God that they believe in and realize that if he exists, he must hate them. He must hate them with every fiber of his being, because he won't do what he's promised to do. What you guys feed them, these lies, discrimination, these bullshit stories about God changing them, all these things. You guys make up so many lies about HIV and whatnot, stuff about what homosexuals, what happens, all these things. Spread lies. And kids go through their lives hating who they are, and in many cases, there is no other way out. So I don't care what you guys believe. But if you're going to spread it, you're going to spread lies, you're going to spread hate, I'm going to speak out each and every single time. Because the only thing I don't tolerate is intolerance. And yes, you can call it oxymoron, whatever. But it's true. You're intolerant. You choose to be Christian. You choose to hate. Hate is a choice. Who you're attracted to is not a choice. You choose to be hateful. You choose to be bigots. You choose to discriminate and destroy fucking lives. So no, your choice is not something I will respect, and I will speak out every single time. To use a Christian phrase, I don't hate Christians, I hate Christianity. Just as you guys claim to not hate sin, but not hate sinner, but hate the sin. And guess what? You can't hide behind your God. Don't give me some bullshit about your God. You choose to accept that. If you truly cared about anyone but yourself, and truly cared about homosexuals, you would truly look at what is true. You look at the science, you look at everything, and not look at a 2,000-year-old book that has many horrible things in it, that discriminates against women, and so on. So no. Comment below, I'm sure many people disagree. There's a link below to another video that does a real good job of dealing with the myths and lies about HIV and AIDS and homosexuality and whatnot. Go watch that video also.